You hatch from an egg somewhere in the Sonoran Desert. Around you, more than 50 eggs sit waiting to break open, but you're the first one out. Your mother is still in the burrow, standing over the clutch, but the moment you push free from the shell, she turns and climbs toward the entrance. Then she's gone. Your legs don't hold your weight yet, so you stay near the broken shell while your body adjusts. One by one, your siblings start hatching around you, cracking through their eggs and spilling out onto the burrow floor. They move slowly at first, legs folding and straightening as they test their balance. None of them stay close to each other. Skip forward a few days, and your exoskeleton has hardened enough to support you. You need to reach the surface to find food, so you start climbing the burrow wall toward the light above. Your legs grip the loose dirt, pulling you upward one step at a time. One of your siblings climbs beside you, moving faster than you are, but then its legs slip. It tumbles backward and slams into your side, knocking you completely off the wall. You both fall to the bottom and land in a tangle of legs. You right yourself and start climbing again. This time, you make it all the way to the entrance and push your head through into open air. The heat is immediate and intense, drying your body out within seconds. You scramble back down into the burrow and press against the cooler dirt. Your siblings are scattered throughout the space now, some climbing, others retreating just like you. The surface is where the food lives, but it's also where everything else hunts. You're a few weeks old now, and you're fast. Faster than almost anything your size in the desert. You have 10 legs total, though the front 2 are shorter and covered in sensory hairs that help you track prey, so only 8 of them touch the ground when you run. You're hungry, so you leave the burrow and move across the sand near the entrance where the shade from a nearby rock keeps the ground cooler. A small beetle crosses your path, walking slowly through the open sand. You need to eat, so you sprint toward it with your legs moving so fast they blur together. The beetle doesn't react in time. You close the distance in less than a second, and your massive chelicerae clamp down on its body, crushing through the shell with your jaws, cutting it in half. You start tearing pieces off and feeding, using your chelicerae to pull the beetle apart, while your smaller mouthparts push the meat inward. That's your first successful kill. Then you detect vibrations in the sand beneath you. Something is moving underground, getting closer to where you're standing. A darkling beetle larva breaks through the surface just a few centimeters from your prey, its body twice the size of the beetle you caught. It starts moving toward your kill, so you grab what's left of the beetle with your chelicerae and run. The larva doesn't follow because it's too slow, so you keep running until you reach the shadow of a large rock. Then you stop and finish eating. You're fast enough to catch almost anything smaller than you, but that won't matter when something bigger decides you're the prey. Skip forward a bit, and you're a couple of months old now. You're hunting further from your burrow, tracking a cricket that's moving across open sand. You need to catch it before it reaches the rocks ahead, so you close the distance with your legs carrying you forward in a blur. The cricket stops moving for a second, and you prepare to lunge with your chelicerae opening wide. Then something moves from your side. A grasshopper mouse rushes toward you with its body low to the ground, covering the distance faster than you expected. You turn and sprint away from it, using your speed to create distance between you and the mouse. But the mouse is fast too, and it's closing the gap with every second. You need somewhere to hide, so you run toward a cluster of rocks where you spotted a crack earlier. You stay inside the crack for much longer, just to make sure it's really gone. Then you come back out and move into the open. The cricket is gone, so you head back toward your burrow without anything to eat. The mouse was faster than most things you've outrun. Next time, you might not find a crack in time. You're 6 months old now, and you've claimed a hunting territory around a cluster of rocks that provides shade throughout the day. You've been hunting here for weeks without any competition, but today, another wind scorpion walks into your space. It's about the same size as you, with chelicerae just as large as yours, and it's moving toward the same rock you use for cover. You need to defend your territory, so you walk toward it with your body raised slightly off the ground. The other wind scorpion stops and turns to face you. You both move closer until you're standing just a few centimeters apart. Then you both rear up on your back legs with your chelicerae lifted high in the air. The other wind scorpion raises its chelicerae even higher, so you push yourself up further to match it. Then you both drop down and rush forward, clashing together with your chelicerae locking against each other. You push hard, trying to throw the other wind scorpion off balance, but it pushes back just as hard. You're locked together, both of you wrestling for position while your legs dig into the sand for grip. Then the other wind scorpion gets better leverage and throws you sideways, making you land hard on your side. But you flip over instantly and charge back toward it with your chelicerae open wide. This time you grab one of its legs before it can react, and your chelicerae cut clean through, tearing the leg off completely. The other wind scorpion backs away, then turns and runs with only 7 legs working properly. You drop the severed leg and return to your rock. You've defended your space once, but the desert has thousands more wind scorpions, and eventually another one will come looking for the same territory. At 1 year old, you've reached full size. Your body is covered in long sensory hairs that pick up vibrations from anything moving nearby, and today, those hairs detect something moving toward your territory. It's another wind scorpion, but this one moves differently than the one you fought before. You stay where you are and wait for it to come closer. The other wind scorpion walks into view, and you can tell it's a female. She doesn't raise her chelicerae or move aggressively, so you walk toward her slowly. When you get close enough, you reach out with your chelicerae and touch hers gently. She doesn't pull away or attack, so you know she's ready to mate. You grab her chelicerae with yours and start pulling her backward across the sand. This is how mating works for wind scorpions. You drag her in a dance that goes back and forth across the ground, moving her body until you find a flat piece of sand that's smooth enough. Then you release a sperm packet onto the ground and pull her over it so she can pick it up with her body. The moment she takes it, something changes. She turns aggressive instantly and tries to grab you with her chelicerae. Female wind scorpions often try to eat the males after mating, so you need to run. You release her chelicerae and sprint away at full speed, using every bit of your acceleration to create distance. She chases you for a few seconds, but then she stops and turns back. You keep running until you're far away from her. Then you slow down and return to your territory. Somewhere in the sand, she'll lay eggs, but you'll never see them, and the offspring will never know you existed. Skip forward a bit, and you're 18 months old now. You're hunting in an area you haven't explored before, chasing a small moth that's flying low over the sand. The moth lands for a second, so you sprint toward it with your legs moving at full speed. But the ground beneath you suddenly gives way, and you start sliding down into a pit you didn't see. You try to climb back up, but the sand keeps collapsing under your legs with each step you take, making you slide further down toward the center of the pit. Then massive curved jaws come out from the sand at the bottom, and you realize you've fallen into an antlion trap. The larva starts flicking sand up at you, trying to knock you down closer to where it's waiting. You need to get out, so you scramble up the slope with all 8 of your legs digging into the loose sand. But every time you gain a few centimeters, the sand collapses again, and you slide backward. Your speed isn't helping you here because there's nothing solid to push against. The antlion keeps flicking sand, and you keep sliding closer to its jaws. But you don't stop moving. You push harder, spreading your legs wider to distribute your weight across more sand, and you start making progress up the slope. Your front legs reach the edge of the pit and grab onto solid ground. Then you pull yourself over the rim and out of the trap. The antlion's jaws snap shut just behind you, but you're already clear. It pulls itself back under the sand and disappears. You move far away from that area and don't return. Your legs are shaking from the effort it took to climb out. The desert floor isn't always solid, and not everything that hunts does it in the open. You're nearly 2 years old now, and you've just caught a large beetle. You're feeding in the open sand, tearing pieces off with your chelicerae and pushing the meat into your mouth. Then a shadow falls over you, blocking the sun for just a second. You stop feeding and look up. A zebra-tailed lizard drops from a rock above you and lands just a few centimeters away. You need to escape, so you abandon your prey and run. The lizard is fast, moving with its tongue flicking out to track you, and it's closing the distance with every step. You make a sharp turn at full speed, using your leg span to pivot quickly, and the lizard overshoots your turn. It has to stop and adjust its direction, giving you a few extra centimeters of space. But it recovers quickly and starts chasing again. You're heading toward a cluster of rocks where you know there are cracks, and you push your legs harder to maintain your speed. The lizard lunges forward with its jaws opening wide, and you hear its teeth snap shut just behind your back legs. You reach the rocks and spot a narrow gap between 2 stones, so you flatten your body and squeeze into it. The lizard's head pushes into the opening, trying to reach you with its jaws, but the gap is too narrow for its skull to fit through. It tries using its tongue to reach you, flicking it into the crack over and over, but you press yourself deeper into the space where it can't touch you. After a while, the lizard pulls its head back out and walks away. You stay inside the crack for a long time, just to make sure it's really gone. Your body can flatten to fit into spaces that most predators can't reach, but that's only useful if you make it to the rocks in time. One day, you won't. A few weeks later, the desert gets colder than it's been in months. An unseasonable weather pattern moves through the area, dropping the temperature below what your body can handle. You're out hunting because you need to eat, but your movements are getting slower with every minute that passes. Your speed depends entirely on your body temperature because you're cold-blooded, and right now you're losing heat faster than you can maintain it. You try to return to your burrow where it's safer, but your legs aren't responding the way they should. Each step takes longer than the last, and your coordination is failing. You're only halfway back when your body stops working completely. Your legs curl inward beneath you, and you collapse onto the open sand with your chelicerae folded against your body. You can't move anymore. Your muscles have shut down because the temperature dropped too far below your operating range. You're lying completely still in the open where anything can see you. Then a roadrunner walks into view, moving through the area with its head turning side to side as it searches for prey. It spots you immediately because you're fully exposed on the sand with nothing covering you. The bird walks over to where you're lying and stops beside you. Then it pecks at your body once to check if you're alive. You don't react because you can't. The roadrunner grabs you with its beak, lifts you off the ground, and swallows you whole in one motion. After 2 years of being the fastest thing on 8 legs, you die because you couldn't run at all. Wind scorpions can reach speeds that make them nearly invisible when they move, but their entire survival depends on staying within a narrow temperature range. When the desert gets too cold, their speed disappears completely, and they become easy prey for anything that finds them. Life as a wind scorpion might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, It's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.